What we had was kind of in the void that is in between Toke and Valdez, like dead center. There were 2 sheep hunters that were cliffed out and unable to move from their position. All we knew is that they had been stuck there for about 2 hours at the time that they had hit their inReach, and that they had been hiking for a day or 2 as part of this hunt up until we got notified.
It's difficult. You kind of get your eyes caged after doing it more and more, looking for things that don't look normal in the cliff face, which middle of August, the white jacket is what stood out to us because there's no snow or anything like that. Based on where they were, we were scared we'd blow debris on them or possibly blow one of them off of the cliff face.
Basically, the one brother slipped, and once he started to slide, the other one slipped, and then they realized they were in a bad position. The first sheep hunter, he realized that he couldn't hold on for very much longer, so he ended up sending his pack and his rifle down the cliff. They were holding on for dear life. They didn't know how much longer they were going to be able to hold on to, so we knew it was very critical that we got there as fast as we could. He had one foot planted on just a little rock that was sticking out, and the other foot, he basically shoved it into the cliff, into a soft part of it, and that was all he was holding on to, and then his arm was kind of basically hugging a rock. So that's all he had. His brother was the one that was actually sending out the messages on the inReach, and he was the one that couldn't really let go, but basically wedged it between them and was talking to us via the inReach that way.
They were placed basically in the middle of a ridge over top of a roughly 50-degree slope, maybe a little bit steeper in places, of completely rotten rock and loose dirt. They were about 3,000 feet above the valley, so they would have had almost all of that 3,000 feet to deal with if they had fallen. So we inserted about 70, 80 meters up the ridgeline from them. 2 PJs went down, myself and Nate Wellman from Italy. Pararescuemen, or PJs, are technical rescue specialists first, and then all pararescuemen are fully certified, nationally registered paramedics. So we quickly worked on an idea and kind of created a system that would actually anchor farther up the ridgeline and protect them and us, and run a rope down to both of them so that we could get them clipped in as best as we could without actually being able to climb down to them. So one guy was just clipped in with a carabiner and a few other things to his bino harness, and another fellow, we were able to get a loop of rope around under his arms for the fellow that was less secure. Went one at a time each to go out on a very long hoist, a lot higher than normal to kind of minimize the effect of that rotor downwash, and hoisted from there back to them onto the wall, removed them from the rope system, and then took them from there and flew them back up into the aircraft. So we got them and what gear they still had with them up into the helicopter. They were quite shooken up. They didn't have any injuries. They were still warm. I think adrenaline had kind of kept them going for a long time, and you could just sort of see it once they were in the bird. Everything just relaxed, and they just look exhausted. It's a giant team process. There's a lot of different pieces, from a fixed-wing plane to refuel and search and coordinate everything, to the helicopter doing the actual rescue, and the entire team that's part of it.
There's no other thing that could get out there to get them from that location here in Alaska, and we're very just uniquely capable to do that. It feels great. It feels great. I mean, that is our job here as the Student Rescue Squadron, is to rescue people. So getting to do what we train for is always a great feeling. And when it comes to really technical rescues like that, it's a great feeling knowing that, I mean, we train every day for it. And then when we're all able to perform, and we all perform how we train, it's a great feeling to know that we're able to do that and help people like that. And that we can also, as the 2 pilots up front and the flight engineers, we can all trust in each other that we're all going to perform at that moment to help individuals in need. It's just an amazing feeling and very fulfilling overall.